Welcome to Fly on the Wall. We are your hosts. I am Jonathan Matthias Lassiter.
And I am Marquita and
So, who the hell are we?
I am a master's level therapist with a degree in clinical mental health. I'm also a holistic healer.
Okay.
With a penchant for incorporating spirituality into everything I do.
All right. That also accounts for the glow. Right? Okay. And I am a licensed clinical psychologist. That's right. Licensed. Some of these girls are licensed. But I am a licensed clinical psychologist, professor, and award-winning author.
All right now.
That's right. So, what are we talking about today, Keita?
Well, last time we had a two-part segment on building new relationships during the Rona, which a lot of y'all will have to revisit given the fact that y'all don't stay at home and now cases are on the rise again.
Some people just refuse to believe that we in a pandemic.
They refuse. They at the club.
It's like, I don't know. Let's not go there because
I don't know either.
Not gonna be a good look. We'll continue.
So I figured that this week, since last time we put relationships together, this week maybe we should talk about the demise of relationships, because I'm sure that, well, not only during the Rona, but that is something that people deal with consistently. So I figured we could talk about some things to do to help mend the heart after a breakup.
So mending, ending and mending.
Ending and mending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I tell my patients. Here's one thing that a tip that I always have is that ending a relationship triggers the grief process. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that, right? And I'm always like, so it's a process. You're going to feel lots of different emotions,
Right.
Kubler and Ross, as we're taught, in our education training, has the 5 stages of grief, right? So first we know there's denial, right? Not the river in Egypt.
Right.
But denial, like, I can't believe this happened. No, this ain't happening. You ain't break up with me. You not into it. We still together. Denial. Then we have bargaining, right? Which, what can I do? What can I do? I change. People love to holler that, right?
They do.
And then we also have anger. Right. I ain't want you no way. No, my mama told me not to give it you. Then we have sadness, right? And that's when you play the sad playlist, have the head.
Yeah, all the breakup songs.
I wish I was in love with you. You couldn't hurt me. That's one of my favorite breakup songs.
I like Don't Wanna Cry. Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Is that the name of the song?
No, I don't think that's the name of the song.
Oh.
Don't Wanna Cry. What is up? What Mariah Carey song? I'm talking about, yeah, I don't think I can. No.
Don't wanna cry. Nothing in the world can take us back to where we used to be.
I don't know the name of that song. I do know that song. You sure that's Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
Okay, I can take your
word.
You
got me like Ken Lee. Did I send you that thing of Ken Lee?
No, who is Ken Lee?
Oh my God.
Who is Ken Lee?
There's this woman in some country. I'm not sure exactly where she was, but she was auditioning for a show similar to American Idol, right?
Oh, I remember that.
And she was up there singing Ken Lee, Zeebity Da Doo. She was trying to sing Without You.
Right. Can't live without you. I remember that.
She up there talking about Ken Lee. And then my favorite part was at the end when they were like, what language was that? And she was like, English.
Right. What song are you singing? Ken Lee.
Ken Lee.
Now.
And the lady even tried to help her. She was like, you mean Without You? She was like, no, Ken Lee. She was so certain. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about, that Mariah Carey song.
Got it. Okay. So that's sadness. And then we, eventually get to acceptance, right?
Right.
Which, he don't love me no more, and I'm just gonna have to move on. Acceptance. So, and the other thing that
it's important to note that the 5 stages of grief don't necessarily go in that order.
I was just about to say that. Right.
And you might hang around and bargaining for like 30 days and then jump to acceptance. And then you might go back and be mad.
Right.
So it just depends. It's not sequential.
It is not sequential, and oftentimes it's cyclical.
Yeah.
And it jumps around. Right. So I'm glad you pointed that out, because I was going to say that. And so, yes, that's another thing that a lot of people don't always recognize. It's not intuitive.
Right.
So, yeah, but breakups it triggers the grief process. And so I like to let clients know that, and so help give them kind of like a what to expect up ahead sort of thing. And then, a ritual. And I kind of got this from you, about helping people, honor what was, right? And then through the ritual process, honoring it and letting it go. And then so, like, whether that's gathering up all the pictures or all the gifts or whatever, and putting them in the box and burying them and singing your favorite, song that was y'all's song, and then moving on, saying a prayer, invoking the ancestors, burning sage around it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so embarking on some sort of ritual. And then also another thing that I often do with clients is taking them through the process of what did you get from a relationship that helped you grow?
Yeah.
What can you take with you? And what do you want to leave where it is? So maybe there was something that was harmful in the relationship, but you want to let it go and not take it with you into your next relationship.
Right. Yeah.
So those are the 3 things that I always try to highlight when it comes to breakups. How do you usually deal with it, whether personally or with clients?
I do something similar. I always encourage people to be compassionate towards themselves and be gentle with themselves, and to recognize that it is a process and they don't have to rush and all of that stuff. I like what you said about honoring the relationship for what it was, because I also believe that every relationship, whether it's a friendship and maybe something has happened that's no longer what it used to be, or a romantic relationship, or even a familial relationship that has changed. I believe that each relationship should give you something, and does give you something that can be useful going forward. And when it comes to spiritual work or healing work, I like to write things down.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of a list girl when it comes to things like that. So making sure that you do get to the point where you can have gratitude for the portions of the relationship that have served you, like you said, while also releasing the parts that don't. And I think that it's important to do that, because then going forward, you've already put that same energy out there. So if your previous partner or whatever was very attentive and compassionate, or there was a certain way that they looked at you and it just made you feel warm and beautiful and desired and all of that, then it's important, I think, to recognize those aspects of the relationship. So
Yes.
then the next one, you can make sure that that person has those and more.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. Because sometimes people, as you said on the last episode, like to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because I had one client that I was started working with last year, and when we initially started, she was talking about her difficulties finding a suitable partner, and she said, "I've never had a successful relationship," and I said, "Well, define successful."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, they haven't last. I'm single," and I said, "So is that the only criterion for successful?"
Right.
And I was like, did you learn anything in them? Did you grow? Did you learn anything about yourself? Did you learn what you didn't like? Well,
Mhm.
that's successful,
Right.
right? So yeah, so taking stock of that and not just throwing it all away because it didn't last is very important.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had a client fairly recently that I
Mm-hmm.
was working with about this very thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the stages of grief because they all highlight a different frequency
Mm.
operation, right? And so, I'm always about connecting the spiritual component with the physical occurrence because there's always a connection.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the different frequencies of the stages of grief because they can help you elevate by recognizing where you are. So, you know, denial feels different than bargaining. Bargaining may feel a little bit better than denial.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we know acceptance is like the highest frequency on that particular scale, but recognizing where you are is important. So then you can figure out how to elevate, how to level up, how to raise your own vibration, which is also important in the healing process.
Yes, yes. When you said level up, my mind immediately went to Sierra. Level up, level up, level
Of course.
up.
People love her right now. So,
Listen, she's winning for her life. She seems like she's happy where she is. She definitely had a breakup, and now she's, uh, on the climb up. You know.
I like that you noted that she's winning for her life because,
Oh yeah, well, I think it's for
you
her.
know,
'Cause there are lots of people that are like, I have a friend that does not think her husband is cute at all. It was like she like that ugly man, and I'm like, Russell Wilson is a cute man. What's wrong with you? But so she's winning for her. There are some people that might think that she's not winning. So, but that's what's important.
well, my reason for saying that I like that you noted that she was winning for her is because when people were like passing the Sierra Russell prayer around, like, oh, she prayed for her man, this what she got, and oh, I need that prayer so I can get my man. I was so irritated because that's hers. Like, if you want your man
Mhm.
or your woman, then you need to design your own prayer and put it out there in the universe. And you also need to watch your frequency
Mhm.
because you can't be a mean, nasty person the majority of the time, 90% of the time, and then think that you're going to attract this person who's kind and generous and loving and all of these wonderful things. If you sit around complaining about your man sorry and he don't ever do anything for you, then okay, maybe look at yourself and say, if his frequency is sorriness, which is down here, right? Then your frequency may not be the same type of sorry, but it is the same level of sorry. Like you always say, water seeks its own level, right? So that's part of this process as well. Like recognize where your level is. So you can seek something greater by improving yourself.
Yeah.
That's the only way it works. So Sierra got the man for her because they matched frequencies at the time. So anybody else, you gotta elevate your own frequency. That's but I was just annoyed when people were like, "Oh, I need Sierra's prayer. I'm gonna say that prayer every night." For what? For what?
It reminds me because I grew up in the church house, and so it reminds me. It reminds me of the prayer. You know how they always used to talk about the what is it? The prayer of Joaz.
Yes.
Somebody always got a prayer. It was somebody, and then
Boaz.
Boaz. That's right, Boaz. You see, I ain't been in a while. So prayer of Boaz, and then there was also. It wasn't a prayer. Well, of course, there's the Lord's prayer, but then there wasn't a prayer, but it was the Daniel fast. Because my church used to do the Daniel fast too. Like, we going on the Daniel fast.
I don't know the Daniel fast.
I think it's a fast. It's not 40 days or 40 nights. That's Jesus' fast. But I can't remember.
It was probably 21 days. Because I know a lot of churches do a 21-day fast. I don't know why.
I remember it was long. I can't remember. This is as a child. So I haven't done that in forever. But I remember that like it was a long behind fast. And I think the only time, well, we didn't stop eating altogether, but my mom did stop cooking. So like we would only have sandwiches and stuff.
Oh.
So anyway. Listen, I'm bringing up trauma over here for my own.
Okay.
So, let's leave that where it is. Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I do believe that fasting has its benefits.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe that fasting always has to be food. Like, I highly believe in fasting from social media.
Oh, yes.
When it's becoming traumatic. Like, we spoke recently about feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of everything that's happening to our people in this country. And so when you recognize that feeling of overwhelm is stressing you out and making you not want to get out of bed every day, then maybe you should take a fast from social media. I'm constantly fasting from the news.
I've just cut that completely out my diet. So.
Exactly. So, I'm news free.
Be good. Fasting can be good. But I don't know if you should make children fast because I have to say I don't think I really understood it. I knew it was that about it.
I'm quite sure you didn't understand.
But we're out of time for today, and so. That's Ending and Mending. And speaking of ending and mending, this is our last episode for season 1.
Yay! We did it!
So, as always, be sure to like, share, definitely subscribe, and watch it once, twice, 3 times, lady. I love you. Anyway, but be sure to, comment as well and let us know what you think. And you can comment below, or you can email us at flyonthewallMH@gmail.com. MH stands for mental health. So flyonthewallMH@gmail.com. And we'll be back in not 1, but 2 weeks with season 2. So let us know what you want us to talk about in season 2. And we will be back brand spanking new and ready to talk shit and let you be a fly on the wall. So, but join the conversation. Join the conversation as well.
Yeah.
All right. I love you, Keita.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.